Okay. Let's test the mic. Test the mic. Mic. All right. So we are going live. Okay. We are going live. Here we go. We are on. And here goes my phone. So we are on YouTube this time. We're gonna rock this. I'm a little busy on YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I love busting Jamie's balls. So, okay, we have to do it. We have to do this the right way, okay? The right way. No, let's do this the right way. Got to have some intro music. Not too Irish, right? Dave Rubello came up with this. One of my guys. I don't think it's Irish at all, do you? I do. Personally, I think that's a great one, but personally, I kind of like this. I think this should be my intro. On the stability ball as well. All right, very inappropriate, but who gives a shit? It's my YouTube. Okay. Episode 24. 23 and 24. Okay. My connection sucked yesterday, so let's talk about infrastructure, okay? Infrastructure. Now, why am I going here on YouTube? Because I get restricted on Facebook. So, you know what, Facebook? Go fuck yourself. All right? You don't like me? I don't care. So, what's your infrastructure, okay? What is your infrastructure? Mine, real simple, my diploma, okay? 6 years in college. 6 years in college, that's what I spent. 2 years in Bunker Hill, practically flunking out because I was in computer programming, which I sucked at. Can you see me sitting at a desk all day? Yes, I'm on a stability ball too as well. Boats and hose. Anyway, so what's your infrastructure? What is your center line principle? Okay, not JKD, but what's your center line principle? Well, technically, yeah, JKD. So what's your center line principle? What is it? Okay, you have to have some type of structure. Okay, now owning a health club for 10 plus years, I saw trainers that had master's degrees that sucked. And I saw other coaches or trainers that came in that basically were better trainers with barely any degree. So it really depends on what your infrastructure is. Now, the degree isn't the end all to be all, believe me. It's just not. It's not the end all to be all. It just isn't. It gives you a structure, a framework, because one of the principles back in the 87 to 90, they said, I think it was a law of specificity. I forget the laws, exercise physiology laws, but one of them was you couldn't build any more muscle mass after age 35. And I went, I was in my 20s, and I went, what? I hung out with bodybuilders that were in their 50s that weren't on steroids that were gaining more muscle mass. I myself, that 54, I've put on 10 pounds of muscle without steroids. So don't tell me it can't be done, and without T therapy. So don't tell me it can't be done. And I'm 54. So let's get over that. Okay. Now, just because you have that structure or that basis or the infrastructure, your center line, right? Just because you have that center line doesn't mean you can't question the authority. It just doesn't mean that. So, I kind of questioned it. And I was the guy that always had my hand up the whole 9 years, the guy that colored outside the lines and the whole shit show. That's just me. I've been doing it for years, and my mother used to go cuckoo on that. Let's turn that light off and back. So my mother used to go cuckoo on that, but it is what it is. Why'd you color outside the lines, Kevy? Because I felt like it, Ma. So I knew that whole scenario was incorrect, that you couldn't gain any more muscle mass after age 35. You can only get motor fiber recruitment. I knew it was bullshit. I just knew it was. I'm like, just because they say this now doesn't mean it's going to be the same tomorrow. Sure enough, 1991 or 92, I believe, the JCC right in Jamaica Plain did a study on elderly that we're talking 70 and above, having them do strength training, and found an increase in their muscle mass. They were throwing their walkers away, going bowling and doing all this crazy shit. I'm like, yeah, man. And then you look at people like Jack LaLanne, Charles Atlas, and people like that. Let's just face facts. And you have to have an infrastructure. There has to be some type of infrastructure for you to go, okay, yeah, this gives me a solid base. Now, back in the day, I was into bodybuilding. That was kind of the infrastructure because, you lift weights, you go on the machine, blah, 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 blah. And then back in 98, I got exposed to functional strength training because I hurt my back squatting without a belt. I started questioning, why am I wearing the belt? Why am I wearing the belt? And, got up to the point where I was able to squat 315 because my leg's extremely strong without a belt. And, the belt was just kind of part of the thing that you always used. So you look at that, you go, okay. And then I got a stability ball like the one I'm on now. And I was going to go, I've had issues with my neck for motorcycle accidents, car accidents, blah, blah, blah. None of which was my problem, my error, I should say. Well, errors, but not my fault. And I said to myself, you know what? We had a Relax the Back store that just opened across the street from the gym. I'm going to grab a ball because I saw Jim Miller on QVC at a client's house. And I said, hey, I'm going to take this ball and rehab my back. Bought a video, bang. And I don't know how I got the first Perform Better catalog, but I got it. And I said, okay, I went to like the second Perform Better conference, and it kind of blew me away. And like, when it makes sense to me, as my buddy Mark Marcy says, he's like, you're decisive and you just pull the trigger. I just pull the trigger. I go, fuck it, pull the trigger. Let's just go. My trainers were like, what's this stuff, Kev? The stability balls, the medicine balls, blah, 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 blah. And it all started popping up. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole with this. I just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. And, nothing against NSCA. I took the NSCA certified personal trainer exam back in like 2002, and I already been highly into functional strength training, had changed everything over the whole bit. And I remember the first day I didn't lift weights with my legs and didn't do the leg day. And I'm like, my leg's going to fucking shrink? No. 27-inch thigh, probably, I don't even, and I haven't squatted with weight on my shoulders in, I don't know, 25 years. And I take a page from my good friend and UFC veteran, Marcus Davis, who has a degree in movement therapy and movement education. He says, yeah, coach. He's like, he goes, you kind of kicked me off on this years ago and showing me how to do it without weights. And, I was telling somebody that, that you're squatting with weight on your back and you're in your 40s, you're compressing your spine. So, rethinking has to be done. You have to kind of rethink the model. So when I took my NSCA certified personal trainer exam, they had a practical. And the practical was they showed a forehand. Yeah, forehand, that's a back. Forehand in tennis. And they said, and then they show clips of exercises or pictures of exercises. And they said, which motion mimics the forehands in tennis? And they had a pec deck, leg extension, a leg curl. And I went, I wanted to write in none of the above because it's technically it was the pec deck, but sitting down supported doing this is not realistic in a tennis swing. Sorry. And I was already doing, I'm like, well, what about a medicine ball twist? What about a medicine ball diagonal chop? What about a band twist? I went on and on and on and on down the rabbit hole, but I filled it out their way. So even though you have that university degree, which I encourage everybody to do. Even though you have that, you always have to kind of question, what they're saying. I think so. I always question. Years ago, we misinformed people. We told them, oh, well, if you did 20 to 30 minutes, 5 days a week of aerobic exercise, you'll lose weight. And didn't work. Just didn't work because aerobic exercise only keeps your metabolism up for 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 6 hours after you exercise. Conditioning or strength training or some type of resistance training will keep your metabolism up all day. So HIIT style training is now the big thing. It's been around for years. It's not rediscovered. It's still there. Okay. So it's been there for a long time. We were getting into it years ago, and I met Vern Gambetta, all those guys. I was going. That's where the Burnwithkearns name was originally born. Was he hit Vern Gambetta had this circuit called Burn with Vern. I kept using it, and one day a client said to me, "Why do you keep giving this guy accolades? Why don't you just call Burnwithkearns?" I went, eh. And I had sold my gym, and I'm like, and Ron Weinberg, my marketing guy, says you got to come up with a new name for the company, and that's why this is born. And you can see the new logo now because I couldn't stand the old logo. I loved it, and I got too addicted to my logo. Things have to change. You have to evolve. You have to progress. It's progress, not perfection. Don't get stuck in that mindset of being comfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And, that's the essence when you look at like yoga. Yoga is, as Dina Brubrick told me, my old therapist, she says, yoga is a good metaphor for life. It puts you into uncomfortable positions and tells you to fucking breathe. Ain't that the truth? You're sitting there like this in fucking in chair rotating and looking at Braxton Rose going, I'm going to fucking kill you if you don't change this. And he's just like, breathe, Burnwithkearns, breathe. So, what's your infrastructure, right? What's your infrastructure? Young kid came on the other day on one of the Facebook pages, 18, wants to be a trainer. And I gave him some basic advice. Plus, I also told him, I go, look, take a business course. Also, seriously, take a business course. Learn how to balance your checkbook. Learn how to stay out of credit card debt. Learn how to get a mortgage, how to get a loan. Learn all that stuff. Talk to other people. And then read some of these business books. Read, motivational books and how to negotiate with people, like Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence Other People, Zig Ziglar's See You at the Top, Stephen Covey went down those books. And that's because, in my coaching system, you have 1 through 4 and then master coach. There's no test for master coach. It's an interview process with me and my other coaches who we only have 15 who are extremely strict. And it's a 5-month to 6-month process. Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass because if you're going to put this on your chest and go up on my website as a master coach and basically be part of the Eagle Warrior Nation, vision, passion, perseverance. That's why the tattoo's there. Then you know what? You better live up to the standards that I try to uphold. And one of which is always be a white belt. We have 4 standards, and I say this all the time at every certification, every seminar, wherever I go, whatever I teach, whatever I speak. I have 4 foundations, 4 centerline principles. I don't know everything. I'm never going to claim to know everything. You're never going to do an exercise protocol I haven't done it myself and thrown up. Just a joke. Okay, maybe not a joke. And I don't endorse any product at all unless I personally believe in it and endorse it. Okay, and I use it. You ask me about, I think these are next level shirts. I've got Lululemon pants on, right? Because the stuff wears like iron. You asked me about my favorite vehicle. I'm going to tell you Volkswagen. It's my 4th one. We can keep going. Okay. If I don't believe in it, I don't use it. You asked me for some of the best meat. I just cut a deal, or I'm working on a deal with Fossil Farms. I get game meats all the time. I've got elk burgers I just cooked this morning. I mean, that's where I get my meat and stuff like that. You look at RevGear. RevGear and I are working on a deal that we've got my label, Burnwithkearns label, sewed into the stuff. I went to Paul because I went to crew Mark Delagrati. He says, yeah, go to Paul. And Paul hooked me up because I've known Paul for 12 years. I'd rather go to Paul. I've got a guy in Pakistan, but I'm like, I'd rather go to Paul because I like Paul's stuff. So why not go there? Not to mention keep it in-house. So the next thing, because this is episode 23 and 24. So, get your infrastructure. So once you get your infrastructure, now this is episode 24 as well, because I missed 23 yesterday because forget it. We won't even go there. Oh, well, one of the main reasons I missed 24 besides my connection was I couldn't do it mobily because I don't have 1,000 followers. So guess what? Spread the news. I want 1,000 followers. That's where we're going with this. And this may be a podcast or I might just keep doing this. I don't know. All my coffee with coaches are coming up here. I've got to work on it. It will be done, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So episode 24 today. Should we do the intro music? Boats and hose. Anyway, so what's your hill? Identify your hill. What's your hill? As Les Brown would say, I believe it was Les Brown and Matthew McConaughey would say, what is your hill? Identify your hill. So when I graduated in 1990, that was a long time ago. And I made up my mind to basically help end obesity one person at a time through every possible media channel. Didn't know how I was going to do it. The how didn't matter. The how doesn't matter. What's the what? What's the why? And then fast forward 31 going on 32 years in this business. Go figure. Excuse me. And geez, well, this is life. Who gives a shit? And you look at that. Guide to privacy, able to abide by our community guidelines. Okay, whatever. You look at that and you say, what the hell, coach? I'm like, yeah, what the hell? And you evolve. You evolve. That's why one of my hashtags is always a white belt. Always a white belt. Always a white belt. Always a white belt. That's the way I was taught from Charlie Matera and Paul Taylor. That once I got my first black belt, I said I was a white belt. I posted this the other day, and one of the guys chimed in, and 50 plus fitness enthusiasts put all his diplomas up. I'm like, good for you, man. I've lost some of mine. I mean, even when I posted this on Facebook with my university diploma, you can see that there's water stains in it because I didn't even go to my graduation. I'm like, give me my diploma so I can go to work. That's basically what I was doing because I started in personal training, in which I consider myself a coach now. I started in personal training in 1989 when there was like one trainer, Joe and Jimmy, one-to-one personal training, and learned the business and actually did my internship with him and said, and learned a lot from him and then basically went on my own eventually. And my ex-wife now, my girlfriend at the time, said to me when I was going to go work for somebody else, why don't you start your own company? Bang. That's when the Fitness Connection was born. And it was scary. It was new. I moved out of my mother's house moved out of my mother's house at 25 because I had graduated. I basically had 4 jobs. I moved 45 minutes the opposite way, moved to Pembroke on this gorgeous estate with a jerk that was the owner, taking care of his father 3 hours a day, a stroke patient, cleaning up piss and poop, the whole 9 yards of feeding the guy in exchange for a 500 square foot studio apartment. And that's where I started my company. I was doing personal training. Okay. I was working at Boston Athletic Club a couple days a week. That was my spending money to go out with my girlfriend. I had a product on the market and I was doing something else. I can't even remember. I had another job on the side. Started at 25K and within 3 years went to 100. So, and that was before social media. That was before fucking YouTube and Facebook and all the other fucking bullshit. That was all word of mouth, or what's called top of mind. Referral. And I miss those days, to be honest. I do. Because it's like Mark Delegray and I said this a long time ago. It was a lot easier back then. Now, as I was telling somebody the other day, I go, what do I have to monitor now? I got 2-3 emails I got to monitor, which was pain in the ass enough. Text. Don't get me wrong. I love all my fans and everything else like that. But it's like, okay, you sent me a direct message on Instagram because it was convenient for you because you were on Instagram. Okay, but you have my number. Okay, I got a phone for a reason. Okay, pick it up, call me. My phone number on my website is my phone number. I pick up my phone. Okay, and then you've got LinkedIn, and it just goes on and on and on. At the end of the day, find out what your hill is and find out and make that connection with people. Okay, get back to connecting with people. So find your hill, get your infrastructure correct. Okay, what is your infrastructure? What do you want to do? Now we're in the place where personal fitness coaches or personal fitness trainers, you can get a degree in it, which you couldn't do when I was. I got my degree in exercise physiology. And then I sat there a couple of times and wondered, geez, maybe I should get my master's in this. And I'm like, they sell education. Let's face facts. Universities sell education and they're overpriced. I think they are. I just saw the bill for my 18-year-old daughter who's going to be going to college. I went, huh? I went, wow. Even myself, I started at UMass Boston in 1987 and it was $600 a semester. By the time I left, it was $3,000 a semester. I'm like, how did that jump by 500%? Always question. And the more you think you know, the less you know. And explore, just explore. If you told me 11, 12 years ago, I would be going to hot yoga 2 to 4 days a week, I would have told you you're fucking nuts. I used to call it yogurt. Now, one of the things that I told that young come up and coming trainer was go to yoga, right? Start now, I have a few regrets, minimal. I almost became a Boston cop, almost. Changed my mind the night before the test because I had to get 100 on the test because I was white. Let's face facts. That was the standard back then. I had to get 100, and my plan was to be a cop for 4 or 5 years, and go on the beat the whole 9 yards, and then turn around and get an HMO to sponsor a fitness facility, a wellness facility for Boston cops, because the challenge is after the academy, it's up to them. So that's why I have my first responder program. So that's another thing. So let's wrap this up. Okay, find your hill. Like, I'll give you an example what my hill is. This is something I learned from somebody else. I think it was from Ryan Lee. So this is the next book, which I've been talking about for months. Yes, I am behind in it. So what I do is I print out a cover and put it on another book to remind me. So I'm doing it in reverse too. So instead of writing the book and then throwing it out there, I'm actually recording the book, and I'm going to release the audio files. So I'm doing it in reverse. All right. Just to do something different. And then that will be out. I've made my date by March 15th, and I'm almost through it right now. So that's one thing. What else do we have going on? We have a certification coming up March 20th and 21st. We have 10 spots still available for what we call boots on the ground, which means you're at my studio in North Smith Mill, Rhode Island. Taking the course live. You can also take the course online. So level 1 through 4, which is normally $800, I'm charging $447. Yes, you heard me. It's normally $800. I'm charging $447 for all 4 levels, which are all online. One price, okay? If you jump on that now, what happens is if you can't make it to the course, I'm going to be live streaming it as well on Zoom. If you can't make it to the course, you have 2 years to take the course, the Boots on the Ground course, live with us in the studio or wherever we are, okay? So that basically, you get to take the course again for zero money, all right? Now, the other thing I'm throwing in there for the $447 is real simple, is I'm waiving your master coach application, which is normally $500. So now we're up to almost $1,000 in savings, okay? Nobody's doing it. I'm doing it. And the master coach process is rigorous. It's not simple. There's no real test. The other 2, obviously, courses have tests. People can sit there and say, wow, that wasn't in the manual and that wasn't on the video. Yeah, because a lot of times I'm adding more stuff to it, so it happens. Also, coming to the test, coming to the course in March, you also have the ability to sign up and get a discount on what's called our Eagle Warrior Reset Retreat. Yes, I'm planning on that now, probably in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. 25 people, that's it. That's the max. It's going to be 5 days on the beach, basically 2 to 3 hours in the morning training, 2 to 3 hours in the evening training, the middle of the days, all yours. Do your thing, man. I'm working it out right now, probably in Newport or Jamestown. I'm not sure yet. I'm working on that. I want it in the Bahamas with Master Coach Kent Bazard. Unfortunately, with all the restrictions now, it's not going to happen. So we get discounts on that. And obviously, you get 50% off our affiliate program, which an individual membership for affiliate program is usually $26.50. $26 a month. It's $13.50. So the price of Netflix, what do you get? We have a Zoom call every week that's either recorded, let's record it, that you can listen to and live. Jesus. I just brought Coach Steve Whittier on, who is the master of disaster when it comes to organic marketing. I sent it out to all my people. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. You get that every week. What else do you get? New written content before it even comes out. I send it out to you, the whole 9 yards, before it even hits the magazines, okay? PDFs, you're getting PowerPoints and PDFs on basically course structure or new programming new programming models and new videos. You get those first, and obviously access to my app, which I'm actually upgrading my app as well to a different service. So that's all you get for $13.50. You go up to that's bronze. You go up to silver. You actually get a brand new T-shirt every month for $26. You get a brand new T-shirt with a different saying on the back every month. You can do the next level up from that is obviously studio, and studio usually is $59. It's now $29 if you take the course. You get all the same stuff, but all your people get access to it. And then if you go to platinum, you actually, the guy, the dude, whoever it is, or the woman gets the T-shirt, or you tell me specifically, hey, I want to do this and give this T-shirt away, blah, blah, blah. All right. The other thing that's coming out any week now, as soon as I finish my stuff at GlowFox, class structure's coming out. I'm going to be teaching classes every day online. Sign up. It's going to be seamless, easy, the whole 9 yards. We're really dialing down with this. And because why? Because I know my hill. I know my hill. I never expected to be training people online as well as it's going. I never expected it to blow up like this. The Fit First Responder program has taken off. I'm working on possibly doing a deal with Tunnels to Towers and a few other people, Valhalla Project. So I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So that's the update. So let's do this. Find your hill, get your infrastructure, whatever that is. If you want to ask questions like who's a good certification system, yeah, I like NASM. I've also heard that it feels like they're in your pocket all the time. I don't know. I'm not, I have no basis behind it. I've done FMS, you name it, I've done it. And the one I'm going to work on this year for me is obviously to get my 200-hour yoga certification, probably from Braxton Rose or who knows, Anthony DeLugio, and then go get my advance or Jordan Lashley, and then go get my advance from Jackie Bonwell or somebody. I don't know, but it's going to get done in 2021. Get it done in 2021. So that's it. We're going to sign off. Let's, should we play Boats and Hoes again? We are signing off. Okay, Coach Kevin Kearns. I will be back for Coffee with Coach tomorrow. See you at the top. Make a great day. Kick ass, take names. Oos.